Hey everyone, Anthony here. Really quick video today as I munched down on some breakfast sausages that I cooked yesterday and then microwaved. We're looking at like Bitcoin chart from November or September 30th, 2014 to present day, and then also Ethereum September 30th, 2014 to here. So we want to look for patterns from the last bull run to predict, and this is coming from someone left a comment on my video like, oh, when do you think profit taking should happen for cryptocurrency? And honestly, there's no way to predict it because these drops happen so fast. Like this drop here, which was like the big drop that signaled like the bear market, I guess. This drop right here uh, happened in like 2 days, something like that. So if you have like so one thing that you want to do is have your cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency that you want to sell, put it on an exchange beforehand uh, to prepare. Because if we look at like when trading happens, when there's like crazy amount of selling and everything, like the fee prices go insanely high, and it's going to take you like there's going to be like failed transactions because you put your fee too low, and all this stuff, because like you'll send out your transaction at a fee that will take like, I don't know, 6 minutes or whatever, but in the meantime, a million other people did the same thing. So then the fee rose after you already sent your transaction out. So then it'll fail, you'll have to cancel it and then resubmit with a higher fee. Meanwhile, you still pay a little bit of a fee for the failed transaction. So you do want to, I don't currently have any cryptocurrency on any exchanges to sell right now, but that's a thing that you should look into doing if when you're planning to sell, is to put some cryptocurrency on an exchange for it. And this is me thinking and planning months ahead. I don't think tomorrow is cryptocurrency. I don't think like tomorrow we're gonna enter a bear market or anything like that. Like looking at the news, which we'll talk about in a little bit, uh, there's no indication. But like I said, it just happens. It just happens in like a day or two. So yeah, it's not something you can really predict. One thing that I want to point out, when you do think that we're entering the bear market, uh, like say like, oh, Bitcoin just dropped like $20,000. It just went from like 40 to 20 or whatever. It's time to sell. Well, if you do just wait like a couple like days or whatever, like take some time to think, you'll see that it will bounce back up. Like every single drop is always like followed by a bounce back up. Like you can see like, oh, big drop, but if you wait, like, oh, the big drop happened on April 6th, 2018, but if you just wait until wait a month, uh, then it will go back up. Or even like you see like there's a bottom, but if you just wait April 6th, wait April 14th, uh, it goes back up a little bit too. So don't panic sell when you see a big drop, because then you really are selling at the bottom. Uh, so some patterns uh, to predict, like the goal is kind of to predict where we're at right now in the bull run, and I don't know, because like we're like, oh, here's a maybe I could use my finger. Here's a high, here's a high, and then it goes up. But you can see here's a high, and then it goes up. And that wasn't the end of the bull market when it dropped. It went up again. It reached a higher high than it did previously, which is only like $10 higher than it did previously, but it's still a higher high. And then the lower low wasn't lower than the previous low. Uh, and this is all like in hindsight stuff, but I'm trying to use this to predict where we are today. Uh, but yeah, even though that it dropped, it did. If you waited, because uh, this was June 13th, 2017. then September 1st. So it's like 3 months, 2.5 months before you see these things. So like it takes time to play out all this stuff. So this was September 1st, 2017, and then we didn't see the top until January. So like September. So 5 months later. So it does take time for all this stuff to play out. So you do have to be patient and all that. But when we look at Bitcoin, again, this one, you see it doesn't look quite the same as Ethereum. There wasn't like these two big run-ups like this. And I think we mainly see this because Ethereum was such a new cryptocurrency. Like we're seeing this, I think, in Polkadot. Is there a Polkadot on this website? Let's see. So, of course, they don't have a general thing. I guess Bitfinex is probably the best. But I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. It's like, I think it's just kind of too new of a cryptocurrency to have much available data. But I would think like the reason that we see this high spike and like a high spike like this is because Ethereum was such a new cryptocurrency that people were finally realizing that it did have potential and everything and started buying into this. Meanwhile, Bitcoin was around for so long that we don't have those same gigantic spikes in this point. So let me take a bite of my sausages, and when we'll get back, stay tuned. So anyway, to answer where we are in the bull market, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea, because we can be right here, and we just wait like another month or another. What was this? This was June. Wait another 6 months, and we can have an all-time high. We could be right there, or who knows? We could be right here too, and it is the top. So what you would do is look at the news and everything, and the news will start saying so. What can we? All right, another way to tell. So this is just the 30-day Bitcoin. I guess we can go. Does that make full screen? So 30-day Bitcoin. So Bitcoin reached an all-time high on January 8th, 2021 of $4,100, and then it started going down. But we see it took, so now February, so it took an entire month for it to go back up to about where it was previously. So a sign of a bear market would be, so it took an entire month for it to go back up to where its high was. So now the next time that it drops down, if it takes longer than a month to go back up to the high, then that would be a sign of a bear market, because like what I talk about with the highs higher than the previous highs, the lows lower than the previous lows, that is a signal for a bear market. Also, you can go by the time span that it takes. Like, so if a length of time is longer than the previous length of time for it to reach, that's another sign of a bear market. I used to do all this technical analysis myself years ago because well, websites and stuff didn't really do it for you. But the one that I really love is on Cointelegraph. Like once a week they'll have these predictions and everything, and it says like so there's people making Bitcoin price prediction of $390,000 before the bull phase ends. So I don't predict that high at all, because there's a lot of excitement in a bull market that kind of makes you think the price is going to be higher than it really is going to be, and throw out predictions that are way higher than it's really going to be. When I make predictions, I just go like, oh, the price increased like 1,000% or whatever in this bull run. So then my prediction is like, all right, well, we'll just take another 1,000% from the previous all-time high or whatever, and then that's kind of where my predictions go up or come from. But if we look like, that's me when I shave my head. But this was my price prediction was 17,000 by May 2021 and 5,100 by for Ether, and that I made on January 14th. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's just and I haven't reanalyzed or whatever my thoughts or whatever since then. But if you do read these articles, they always talk about support levels and resistance levels, which are essentially like, oh, if Bitcoin drops below this this level, then prices are going to go down because there's order books, and so there's order books where people are like, oh, I want to sell my Bitcoin at $30,000. So once those order books are reached, there's a bunch of orders. It's been like a while since I talked about this or whatever, but all those orders get fulfilled, sell orders or buy orders get fulfilled at that price. So once that wall is hit, then prices are gonna drop even more because all these automated sell orders, they're called like stop loss orders. People put in orders for a stop loss. They're like, oh, once Bitcoin hits $25,000, I'm taking a stop loss and automatically selling. So you can get ideas like to watch for. So you'll see like, I don't know what they predict in this one, I guess. The 20-day EMA 3400 has turned up to a relative strength index 61. So on the other hand, if the bears sink the price below the moving averages, the pair may consolidate between 2850 to 3800 for a few more days. So I didn't read any of this yet to give you guys like the actual numbers that they predict. I guess this one says 20-day EMA 1385 and 50-day SMA 1080. So once it drops to those levels, then you're like, all right, we should be scared. We should start thinking about if we're in a bear market and it's time to sell. But like I said, when it hits these numbers, don't sell. Wait it out a couple days because it'll go back up. So that's just my thoughts for how to predict when we're entering a bear market and when it's time to sell and all that stuff. So none of my face today. I still have it. It's just not in this video. Just quick video for you guys. Take care. Thank you and goodbye. And subscribe, donate, check links in description. It really helps to be appreciated.